Figure it out.
Hello, this is Adam Koralik with Figure It Out Productions. The following video is part of our Quick Shoot series.
You will watch part 1 first, or I shall be very angry. Yes, look at me in anger.
Okay, so I've got the GameCube here, and I'm going to go ahead and clean it up. It has some, it has like a sticker on the side. It's got some scuffs on it, some dust. I can't even describe how depressing it is that it doesn't have that second port. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to clean this up, but to do that I'm going to have to remove the screws on the bottom and get the top part off, and that way I can also clean around on the inside. But in order to do that, what you need is a game bit, a special kind of screwdriver specifically for these things, as I talked about before. And the GameCube only has these 4 screws on it, and then once you get that, the lid will just lift right off. I'll show you that now. So I also removed the bottom ports. You don't need any of those. They're just getting in the way. And I removed the 4 screws, like I said, game bits, very weird looking kind of screw. But once you've done that, the lid will just lift right off, just like that. Now, I'm assuming the GameCube is in totally good shape. I mean, he showed it to me working, so I see no reason why it wouldn't be. GameCubes are built surprisingly well. Yeah, I mean, they're really compact and they're hard to break. They have really well-built lasers. But all the same, I'm still going to, get some dust out of there. Make sure it, especially in its fan. The fan is kind of dirty. There's some dirt, there's some dust right there too. And I'm going to wash up the plastic on the lid, because the lid's got some scuffs on it. And then I'll try to wash the plastic on the system by hand. But yeah, so there we go. I'm going to do that now. Okay, so I polished this all up and it's looking a lot nicer. I got the tape and other crap on the side of the thing all off. Looking pretty good. This thing was really dusty. I just sprayed a lot of compressed air and you can just see the the plumes of dust just flying out of it. And you're good when you keep doing it and the plumes stop. That means you're out of dust. So thing's in a lot better shape now, so I'm just going to go ahead and put it back together. I've got the controller here. I've kind of looked it over. There isn't really anything wrong with it, so I just kind of gave it once over with some Windex and, got whatever little bits of dust and stuff were on there, but really the controller was okay. So now it's time to go ahead and test it out. So I have the GameCube all hooked up. I'm using S-Video, because if I can't get component out of this thing, I'm at least getting S-Video. I forgot to mention this before, I cleaned up the buttons when I had the lid off. I just took them out and cleaned them up with Windex. It must seem like I have an obsession with Windex, but seriously, that stuff is amazing for cleaning up video game systems. I highly recommend it. But anyway, like I said, I cleaned up the buttons so they, were very clicky and they work nice. And there you go. You can see I popped in Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes, if that wasn't already obvious from over here. I want to point out something that people don't seem to know about this. This thing you see kind of glowing in the center, that's a button. Okay, you push that and it releases the disc. The GameCube has a little eject mechanism for discs. Use it. I don't like seeing people rip these out of there because that's bad for the game, it's bad for the system, it's not good at all. Don't do that. That's one secret about the GameCube that people don't seem to know. Here's another. If you hold this down when you power this up, you get a little bit of a surprise. Nintendo's motivation to have Ronald McDonald chasing a kid he's probably going to rape, I don't know, but that's what they did. But yeah, okay, the game, and the system works as was expected. Yeah, well, we don't need to see that. I knew the system was working, and I also knew the NES was working, but, because he showed them to me, but I wanted to make sure they were cleaner, and, this one is now cleaner internally and externally, which is great. This one is obviously in much better shape because an NES requires a lot of maintenance, and now this thing is almost brand new. So this really worked out well. And I want to say thank you, Morgan. You really came through. I'm going to send you that Sega Genesis with those games, as soon as possible. Yeah, it's really cool to see someone really getting into the Sega Genesis. I respect that, especially when it comes to the exiling of Nintendo. Yeah, Nintendo versus Sega. Go Sega, even though the war is pretty much lost. But anyway, thanks for everybody for watching. If you've got a GameCube, get Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes. Pretty much the only reason to own a GameCube, in my opinion. I'm sure I'll get a lot of flack for that. But yeah, once again, thanks to everybody for watching, and I hope you learned something from this. See you later.